Hey, here's an update on my aquaponics system. It's doing quite well, and I've just planted up a few more plants in it, and I'll show those to you guys. Here's the money plant. This has been the longest running, happiest plant in the system. It's taken over an entire corner of the grow bed now. You see the nice new green leaves. These ones are the ones that have come up in the aquaponics, and these not so green ones are the ones that it had since before it got in here. So there's been a lot of new growth, and it's got tall, strong. It's quite interesting. Now this is I don't know what this is called in English. We call it a bear tree in Urdu. It basically puts out these berries, and it becomes a really big tree when it gets full grown. So let's see how this does in the aquaponics. It's just gone in about half an hour ago. This is the old chili plant that's been in there for a while, that got totally trimmed. It's got just a couple of leaves coming up from the top of it, so it's interesting to see that it's still alive. Here's a new chili plant that got put in today, just a little bit ago. Let's see if it survives. The basil, nice and tall now, still not flowering, but doing quite well despite the extreme pruning that I gave it 5 or 6 days ago. You can see I've taken off all of the leaves that were growing down here, but all of them have more leaves growing from the buds as well. These are new. I pick these off practically every day, and it has new growth every day back again. So the basil doing really happily there. The vines back here, I've washed these off with a little water a while ago right now as well. That's why perhaps they have a bit more of this dust on them. Vine alamander is doing quite well. New leaves. Again, these are the older leaves and these are the new ones. So a definite difference in color and health of the new growths. One really thick around that point where it's wound itself up. I've taken off the shade cloth and rolled it up over there to give it a little more sun. It's gotten all the way up there. The new shoots, so seems to be doing quite well. The ivy down here is also doing all right. Up here it's also doing all right and climbing up, getting larger day by day. The mint, happy as always. I think in another week or so I should be able to do another major pruning and actually get some mint off this. It will be the first thing that I'll eat out of my aquaponics, so that's something to look forward to. The sponge gourds still going all the way up to the top. Nice and happy, trying to train these to grow along the trellis because it doesn't seem to be getting up beyond the shade cloth just stops it and it dies over there. The little black spots are still on the leaves. Few of them are developing these white spots. These ones, I don't know exactly why, but it doesn't seem to be hurting the plant. It's not fruiting yet. The one in dirt is fruiting nicely. But I'll show you that in a minute. This one hasn't fruited at all yet. Here's a lemon tree, quite a large cutting that's gotten put in. Big tall one all the way up there. At a decent sized root system down there. I hope this does okay. It's also just gone in half an hour ago, so the leaves haven't picked up at all. The corn is doing quite well. It's getting larger, significantly larger and thicker. Apparently I was told these two corn stalks, these two have come up in the system, and this one was transplanted. Yeah, but so the two ones that came up in the system are actually doing a lot better than the transplanted one. I think they've been there longer as well, must have developed more roots and whatnot. So yeah, that's about all of the plants, and what I'm going to do now, I think, is use this little spot in the in the grow bed and put in some of the sweet basil here for sure, and maybe one of my tomatoes from downstairs that's been growing in dirt. It started flowering and it's even developing a fruit. So I'm going to think about that and maybe put in one of those tomato plants in there as well. The water is still nice and crystal clear. The fish feed hungrily and aggressively. I've started feeding them 2-3 times a day now. Well, 2 times a day really. As many times as I manage to come up, I give them some food. And they're doing quite well, all healthy, all happy. That one of them is just developing a couple of black spots. This one is developing some black spots along its tail. I think you can just about make it out in the camera. I don't know why it doesn't look unhealthy or anything. The others don't have any similar sign of damage on them. So the big ones have gotten really fat, and even the little ones have gotten a good deal bigger. That's the biggest little one, the alpha of the little ones there. He was also just a little fish. He's gotten a lot bigger. The crayfish is down in the sump tank, which is hiding as always till one of them now. I don't know if he's behind the sump pump. Let's take a look. I can't make it out in the camera, but I don't think he's back there. He must be hiding in the PVC hides again. I barely ever see him out of the outside of the hides. I got little drip here. It's coming out of the fish tank. It drips out of this hole. That's the SLO outlet, and it drips down from here and down over there. I think that may even be going back into the sump tank, but it's okay. It hasn't caused anything to die or anything as yet. For some reason there's solid matter up here, or is this just algae? I'm not sure. Anywho, so that's how the aquaponics is doing. The corn in the dirt is doing quite well. The bougainvillea is nice and happy. Basil over there flowering as always. This is another bear tree, the same berry. It produces sort of berry when it gets really big. Is doing alright. My little chili plants are doing well, but they're getting pot bound now. I need to put these into other pots and thin them out to make them grow larger. The other corn is growing faster than the aquaponics and is quite healthy, quite happy, lots of it there. Some more lemon tree cuttings have also gone into the garden. The sponge gourd in the dirt got a major pruning because it's gotten a bit of a pest infestation, and make out these little orange eggs. They're really all over the plants everywhere, and I gave them a big washing right now, and I try to get them off. As many of them as I could. Some of the leaves had gotten really bad, and I just got rid of those. It's fruiting. See, there's little flowers and fruits, and they're down here as well. They're really everywhere. And it started to grow way up. Here you see it's gotten really long up there. It's going out quite happily. I've got to do something about these bugs. I don't know what exactly they are. I'm going to spray it with some neem or a neem tree tea in a little bit. So hopefully that should help out. So yeah, that's how everything's going. That's how the aquaponics is looking. Here is, I don't know if I've shown you guys this before, but I've added a little sock here to catch solid matter out of the that's coming out of the fish tank, and it may have been messing up my plant, so I've gotten rid of it there. This does alright. I think I check it pretty much daily. It has a little gunk in it. I doubt if it gets everything because it doesn't have a lot of gunk in it, and the fish tank is nice and clean, so the solids are definitely going somewhere, and fish tank doesn't smell excessively bad or anything. See, there's a bit of poo on top of the SLO cover there. For some reason it's still flowing in over the top. So when I let the water out, you can smell a bit of fish poo, but otherwise it's all good, it's all fine. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the update, and let me know what you guys think about how it's coming along. Cheers.